Hello, I'm Toycat and welcome back to another episode of the Pocket City Let's Play. This is number 8 and this one is going to be really great because we have so much cash stacked up and we've gone to the stage now of our cash and I guess, you know, how amazing I am at managing the economy here that we literally have set all of our taxes to very low, but the money is going up faster than we can really count it. If you look at the top left, we've got 2 up arrows. The money is going up by about 1,000 every few seconds, and because of that, we have as much money as we'd like to play with, and we have every single zone unlocked besides this last one. I've been saving it till last because despite all the other zones costing about 300 grand, because this is just covered in mountains, it's only worth 33,000, but because we can cover that in some plains if we want to, that's exactly what we're going to do. And now we now have all of the stuff, which is wonderful. So we got Mr. Larry the rich man to go away. In exchange he gives me 60,000. Bear in mind I've spent about, you know, like 5 million maybe buying his land, and his reward for that is like, oh, here's 60 grand back, a solid 1% return on that investment. You know, it's the same as, I guess, a good credit card maybe, but yeah, today we're going to be doing something really cool and just making a massive expanse, because now we have zones. We can just kind of look at this whole thing and say, this whole thing should be a plains, and we can do that, and then suddenly, oh, our mines got destroyed because of the, whatever. You know, I don't really need mines anymore. Again, if you look at my exports are insane. I've got max on every single thing. So, you know, if I lose a mountain, you can't break an omelette without making a few eggs. Wait, you can't make an omelette without breaking a few eggs, which for the record is not entirely true. Like, if you really want, you can like inject the egg and like kind of take the thing out there. So usually to make an omelette, you have to break eggs, but it's not like a requirement. It's just like well, I mean, usually when you're doing that, you make that stuff happen anyway. So, yeah, today I actually, I've done almost every single structure. Everything has been built besides a very few specific things. We have manufacturing labs, we have universities, we have all this stuff now. The only big things to look forward to are an airport at 72, there's the drone depot at 76, there's, you know, rocket station, which I think is how you win the game, presumably, as well as just a few small things like, oh yeah, we can unlock a, you know, a pyramid in a few levels, and yeah, for the most part, we've unlocked everything there is to unlock that has any major value in the game. It's just all about maximizing happiness and getting XP at this point, which, you know, I'm down with that as a gameplay mechanic, and, you know, at some point we're going to have to, like, maximize how much of our place is dedicated to what, because that's going to be a huge old issue. So, yeah, let's do this now, shall we? Let's make a huge zone here. And, yeah, because maximizing happiness is the only way to get people to move in, to build demand for stuff, and that's, you know, going to be a big part of how we get the game going. So, yeah, just a huge zone over here, where just roads and roads and roads. We've got this entire plot cleared just for this one very reason. So in fact, let's just go all the way down there now, shall we? Just all the way to the bottom. Because even buying these roads right here actually gives you a decent amount of XP, which arguably speaking, again, I'm not sure on this one. This is my theory at least. It might be a really good idea just to, okay, so we'll throw that all the way down to the bottom. I think it might be a really good idea to like remove roads, build roads over and over again. Because every single time you build roads, you get something brand new, or at least maybe that's just my impression, that the more you spend, the more XP you get, and it's a really, like, you know, money efficient way of doing things, because even the road system for what we're about to build, this is giving us just a humongous amount of XP. We're level 64 already, we get another tiny stack of cash to make things a little bit better, and yeah, it's just kind of nice that, like, this little road we're doing right here is actually giving us a real kind of edge, and also, this is our first time we're actually using up money, because every single level up we do, oh, this is a mess right here. Every single level up we do, it seems to be, oh, should we just give up on this one? Oh no, there we go. We got things going back on track. But yeah, every single level we go up, things get more expensive too. So that's something to keep in mind. But yeah, I think we're actually close to finishing the game because we've beaten pretty much every challenge it's thrown at us without too much of a difficulty, and now it's just about maximizing what we've got, which is a good position to be in, I think. When you can move on from, like, you know, like the challenge to, like, oh yeah, all about maximization now. I think that's a thing you can be proud of. At least that's a thing I would be proud of. But again, I am me, and I'm not everyone else in the world as much as I might like to be. Because, you know, I would love to be a ruler over a world like this. With the powers I have, if I was a mayor of a city, I think I could do some cool things like we're doing right here. And makes me sad that I'm not mayor of a city, because I can't do things like this. So, yeah, next up we're going to build a bunch of commercial zones. I think we'll just, we can build it over the roads here. I'm hoping it doesn't remove any roads to build the commercial districts. Oh, it doesn't. That's wonderful. So we build that huge expanse right there. Again, this is starting to cost us quite a bit, but it's fine. And then a bunch of blue people move in, and then we can build a huge amount of green right next to it, or at least across from it, just like this. And then that gives us some space for some gives us some space for some things in between there, and then we have a huge level up. People are moving in left and right, everything's going crazy. We're gonna have a pyramid built in between there, because this is gonna be the fancy district of town where, like, oh yeah, there are things that don't even make sense here. We're gonna have a huge pyramid just placed in the middle of town, because that's how fancy this area of town is. Like, have you noticed that? Like, in some cities, there's some areas that are just like trying so hard to come up with new things to do. It's just like, we don't even really know at this point. So, yeah, I've got a challenge to, I guess, reduce airport congestion. So get it to 20% with 2,500 citizens, which is a little bit of a challenge, if we're being entirely honest. But yeah, also let's zoom in on a cat colony. We've got lots of fun things we can be doing here. So yeah, my money is actually starting to go down really fast. I'm assuming it's because I don't have taxes high enough to support what I'm doing, or because my exports went a bit down. It's hard to say, but I am going to have to do the very unpopular thing and raise taxes just a little bit here. Just make things a little bit more better, and there we go. Suddenly, raising my taxes to low makes some people leave, like, oh, I moved here because it was a tax haven, and now I have to pay some taxes. But that's all fine. This is just a temporary requirement to kind of get things back on track. So the bad news, however, here is that I've pretty much run out of things. Okay, so once we upgrade all of this, I've pretty much... Oh, we have to upgrade all of this at once. Not just most of it. All of this. I've pretty much run out of things to upgrade. Oh, 67. Look at that. Go on to the next level again already. I've pretty much run out of places to develop my world. Like, I've kind of bought all of the land that has any real value to me and any real value to anyone else. Okay, so let's try upgrading this. 78,000. And that does put us in a little bit of a pickly situation. Like, well... I guess now we really do have to focus on the happiness, because if you look at the overview of what causes, you know, your money to come in and all that sort of stuff, the happiness is a big part of it, and keeping all the things happy is, you know, important. Education's a big part of it. There's just lots of different factors we have to keep in mind. So that's why over here we're going to build all the weird things that just make things happier. So for instance, services. Everyone loves the you know, like the institutions of schools and universities. So we'll build a bunch of schools. It doesn't probably matter if they're next to each other, because I doubt the game is going to care too much. We'll just have a school district over here, and we're going to try as hard as we can just to raise happiness through the roof. Which again, I feel like as a mayor, I'd be able to do that quite well, because there are so many like measures that again, I'm gonna, since I'm level 67, I'm pretty professional at city planning, and therefore you can trust my opinions on what I'm about to say here. But I really think I would do a good job of running a city, just because there are so many like kind of hard decisions that have to be made that no one is willing to make, because they're like, ah, this sucks, I wouldn't get re-elected or whatever for this. But I'd be like, you know, for some reason, I'm going to make myself immune to those rules. I'll become dictator, Supreme Leader Toy Cat, running over the village right here, and that'll make everything better. Like, having Supreme Dictator Toy Cat makes any situation better, and it's a shame that more people don't realize that. So yeah, we're having real issues with fire safety, apparently, again, according to the game. So we'll place a fire station there. We'll place a fire station over here somewhere, I guess. Yeah, we need one for the farm and such stuff like that. Get me another level up. Look at this, we're just rolling through it. We get a new town hall design. And yeah, this is most what the game is going to be from now. Just like buying things, and those buying things slowly upgrade things. We can also, if we want, just like get some, you know, like events going down. Because if we get the events, we get more XP. We can also force disasters ourselves, because that's a bunch of money. And my Obelisk actually stops the disaster from causing too much of an issue. Like, oh no, look, it's destroying everything. But the good news, if you look at the Obelisk, it stops it before too much happens, so I can just get free XP, basically. And yeah, the game's going to get really, really weird from here on out, because I've unlocked everything that is really worth unlocking, which, not usually a place you want to be in, but it's a place we're going into regardless. Okay, there we go. Rebuild all magically. So yeah, we really are going to be trying to develop the very last of the land that we can have and that we can find. So like here, for instance, this is a big stretch of like, oh yeah, we can turn this into something. And now look at that. That's a whole bit of road that we can. Oh, there we go. And just the road itself again. It seems as though roads are one of the most profitable or most turnable into money-making machines things you can get here, which is intriguing. Maybe it's not what you would assume intuitively, but just because it's not intuitive, it doesn't mean it's not true. So we're also going to build a huge industrial zone here, because again, it's clear that's going. Oh no, it's clear that's going to come up. So rather than pretending like it's not going to, let's just build the stuff now, get all the XP, that mega boost for it, and yeah, just keep on powering through this. So yeah, this is what the city looks like now. This is what Toy City looks like. As you can see, we've made huge strides into the. Oh, we have a water issue. We made huge strides into into pretty much every single area, and I think that's something we can say that, like, you know, it's just a universal success here. I've made a city that is just universally doing well, and I think, honestly, a lot of, like, what makes a city great is, like, you need to have, like, a benevolent dictator, you know? Like, so just a guy being like, look, there are some difficult things that have to be done, and we can't trust anyone to make them, but you can trust me to make them. It's all good, probably. I probably won't, you know, like, steal all your stuff, and you're gonna have to trust me, because what else are you gonna do? And although that sounds like it's all terrible on the surface, it kind of is what you need. Anyway, so next up, we have to now destroy this river and move it into a plains. So we've got a lot of river right here that just isn't working for anyone. So we remove all of that, turn it into a plains, which again, later is going to be turnable into real developable stuff. But again, we'll get to that when we get to it. Then we're going to shorten the river's path, because if we build a second way out for the river, it's going to be a little bit of a tight squeeze here. But we're going to build way out for the river all the way over to there. It's going to destroy something, a bank it looks like, a piece of road. And now we can remove all of the existing river and replace it with residential zones. Which, oh sorry, not residentials, replace it with plains zones. They've got the same colour, it's confusing. And now guess what? More land for the city to build on. This is what you could expect if you voted Toycat as your local city mayor. Vote Toycat 2026 or 2020. Whenever your next election is, just vote for me, okay? That's all I'm really asking for here. And then we got this huge section right here, which you better believe I'm taking advantage of. You better believe it. And then I guess we'll have a... Oh, this is tricky. That was quite an awkwardly designed one, actually. But yeah, we'll have a bridge over here. Then we'll have some roads going across there. Look at that. And now we can build as many things as we want over here as well. Including, incidentally, some fire safety. Because we need to have as much as that going as we can. So we'll build it in this corner here, because we can't afford to wait right now. We'll also build a police force, because, you know, that's inevitably going to come up as well. Like, you know... Now we're so safe from fires that people are realizing, you know, now that the criminals are safe from fires, we have to protect from the criminals, which are now, like, resistant to fires. You know, it's a whole bunch of issues. And again, slowly as we do this, happiness goes from 72% to hopefully a bit higher than 72%. And if it doesn't, then we start increasing some leisure. So, this one increases population growth, this one more population growth, but this one, you know, provides recreation. Everyone loves some recreation, so we'll put a castle right there. And then next to it, we'll put, like, a fun thing, like an art gallery. We don't have any art galleries, so we'll throw an art gallery there. And then next to that, we can throw in, say, a stadium, because sports fans love them. And now we've got, like, a real city centre. We've got a fire brigade place, we've got an art museum, a castle, a pyramid, and a sports stadium. Every single major city has these 5 things. If you don't have them, you're missing out. You're living in the wrong area. That's all I'm telling you right now. And then we're going to build a huge commercial zone across here, I guess. Yeah, we really screwed ourselves with this design, I feel like. But if that's how we had to do things, it's how we had to do things. So just mega commercial zone. Leaves us with 1 block spare at the edge of the map, which is definitely painful. But sometimes you just got to say, what are you going to do? Then we're going to make our river even more efficient. Build a river there, and then remove some of the other rivers. Again, it's going to be a whole own thing. And then we can also take this mega area right here, remove that little mountain there. We could have done it a different way and gotten XP, but not my primary concern. And then we'll make a mega commercial zone all the way across here. And look at that, another level up. So, yeah, really it just comes down to, like, the more you spend, the more levels you get. And we have to kind of work through the levels, even if it seems kind of pointless. But the good news is, because one of my next things I want to do is make a VR arcade. Oh, that's at 80. There's something big coming super soon though, and that's what I'm looking forward to. I think it's in services. Special maybe? No, it's traffic. Yeah, the airport comes in next level. And you know, as someone who loves airports, who spends a lot of time in airports, that's good news for me. So happiness is at 74 right now. Recreation has only gone barely up. Health is still concerning. Traffic congestion is concerning. So you know, okay, solution to health. Same thing as before. Let's see if it has a specific thing to search. There isn't. So health isn't specific to any local area. We just need to spam a bunch of health. That's my understanding at least. So if we just spam a hospital there, you know, right across the street from the commercial district, that's handy. And if we put a hospital over here, then that's really handy too. And then if we put another hospital, you know what? There's nothing wrong with too many hospitals. A purely great endeavor next to the already existing hospital. That's great too. We find another space in the city maybe. Like over here, let's be honest, like this place has had its day. Let's build another hospital. Just over some existing stuff. Because you know, who needs trees when you've got a hospital? Like, it's hard to appreciate a hospital when you got, like, issues with this sort of stuff. And there we go, we've reached 4,000 people. Oh, this is... We are just rolling around in all the good stuff now. So, yeah, as you can see, my city is just really, really, really destroying it in pretty much every single field. Oh, we still have to turn this place into some more plains. So, this area right here. Gonna turn it into a plains. Oh, no, I've messed up. I'm gonna turn this area into a plains, so I have more things to build on. Which again, seems a little bit nefarious and evil, but it's just what we're doing here. You're gonna have to trust me on that one. And given that we just need blue, 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 blue all the way through, it seems. Oh, that was a rhyme. Just place some blue all the way up to there. Oh yeah, level 72. We can finally build me that airport, which is gonna reduce traffic somehow. Which to me makes no sense, because look at this traffic map. You can see the most congested part of my cities. As you can see, it's just a congested mess. But if we put an airport right here, I feel like that doesn't ease traffic congestion. Oh, there's something happening here. Is this traffic congestion? Have you heard of the simulation hypothesis? I love this game. I love the humor behind a little thing like that. But now we build ourselves a hospital. I mean, an airport. And everything goes away. All the issues. And given that apparently this is where it's needed most, that's where we'll place it. Just right next to the commercial district. And suddenly, oh, we're actually like having issues with money. Cash flow is becoming an issue. Is it because I'm importing a bunch of food? So we need to grow some more farms. We have already a lot of farms, but we need to grow some more to cope with just all these people that are now living here. And the best way to do that is with something I haven't used yet in the entire game, but plant chow is in fact a thing that exists. So services plant chow. And if we place it, it turns one block into farm. Okay, 2 blocks into farm. So we just need to place a bunch of plant chow. Oh, it's infecting the area around it, it seems. That's a problem. Well, you know, it's not a problem for me. And then that allows me to build the farm. And we need to build a lot of these farms. So that's what we're just gonna hope happens here, and that's the entirety of my plan. Just build a lot of farms, get a lot of natural resources going. There's this land right here, which we're gonna bite the bullet on and just clear out underneath the sky rail station. Again, it hurts, but we just have to accept it. Just that destroys some bridges in some random places. Then we'll put the rail back. Oh, and there's planes coming in and out now. This is like a real city or something. It's wonderful. Everything's going Toy Cat's way today. And I'm excited to see where this kind of goes up. Because I'm actually at the point now where for the first time in a very long time, I've run out of money to buy things. I can just about afford these upgrades. But yeah, to go forwards in the game from here, I need to spend a lot of money on a lot of things. And I also need to start optimizing the layout of my city. I have 15,000 people, more or less. I don't think we can, ask for even any more if we wanted to. Oh, wait, what's the fire? So let's make it safe from fires. Get 95% safe, and then same thing here, I assume. See, actually, that is my challenge. Let's see if we can get both those things done, while also having farms, also having all of this. It's a real big issue, like, getting this traffic problem under control, gonna be a real challenge. I think what I'm mostly gonna do is just cover the place in bus stops. Clearly what we need is more and more and more bus stops. And then also, I'm gonna cover the place in highways, because with a grid city like this, you can place a huge highway there, allows more traffic flow, at least presumably in theory. So every single other road, we can just turn into a highway, and then they're still getting the food and water, whatever they need. But yeah, we're moving on to better things. So there is 27 levels to go. I will get back to you when I'm close to level 100. But for now, I like the game. We're in the end game, the hard part of balancing all the things we need. And that's a cool place to be, an interesting place to be. And I'll see you all when I'm not in this place to be next time. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the last episode sometime in the future. Goodbye.